Hello, hello, lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course, all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Dexter, and welcome to the Low Energy Livestream for Wednesday, the 27th of February. I don't know. Aha! Hello there, Colin. Hello there, Southerner. Do you count as Southern? You're not exactly. You're not Northern, are you? No. And anyway, look, Pump Fury, and I'll have to stand up a little bit there. Yes, Pump Fury T-shirt. Again, yes, it is a fantastic shirt. Thank you very much, Colin. And hello there, Nightmare. Hello, how are you guys doing? I hope that you are doing well. And also, happy belated birthday, Colin. Obviously, I know that it was yesterday, but happy birthday once again. I hope you had a fantastic day. I really do. I hope you had a fantastic day. I hope that cake was nice. I hope that cake that Albert's missus made was nice. Hello there, Nicky T. Hello. And hello, Costello. Now, Nightmare, are you going to be using both accounts, or are you just going to be using one, or what's the situation? Oh, I'm unfortunately, I think I'm coming down with a cold or flu or something, so I might cough on a little bit tonight. I mean, I always cough, but I've had a perpetual cough for as long as I can remember now. But yes, I might cough on a little bit, and I might snot on a little bit and stuff. So I must apologise to start off with that, but I'll try and struggle on. I'll try and survive on for you. So I'll fight through this. Hello there, Minty. Hello, welcome to the Low Energy Livestream. I think you're a new face around here. I don't think I've seen your name come up before, unless you've got two accounts. We do have a couple of people that have been in here before like that. So, right, nice one, Costello. I'll have to try and it may get a little bit confusing for us, but I'll try and remember that you're using both accounts. Well, Minty, welcome. Yeah, you're more than welcome to be here. This is where I just try and have a bit of chat. I try and talk to yous, and I want to try and make this interactive. I like talking to people, and this isn't as scary as me sitting talking with somebody in public. Because welcome. This generally lasts. My live stream generally lasts for around about 2 hours, starting from now, going on till around about 10 o'clock. Now, obviously, I don't know where you're from. Feel free to let us know if you want to. But right, playing on your Xbox, champion. Well, go play Xbox. Don't sit and pay attention to me. Go have fun. But obviously, Minty, I don't know where else you're from. You don't have to say. I don't expect you to. But this is primarily it's a UK based live stream. But down in Hampshire, right? Well, so that in that case, a lot of the stuff I'll be talking about on this show hopefully it'll interest you. So, regardless, welcome to the stream. So then, before I get into it, and that's something I always start the live stream by talking about upcoming games that are going to be happening this coming weekend. But this week, I want to start off. There's something just been posted up on UK Paintball. It's in regards to first strikes, but somebody mentioned about the potential about new guns being able to shoot further than old guns. And I just kind of want to touch on it a little bit because it was a little bit irritating. It's completely irrelevant how old your marker is, unless you are shooting first strike, which is the exception, and a couple of other exceptions like flatline barrels and working on with apex tips. For the most part, nearly all paintball markers that are shooting 68 caliber paint will shoot the same range. That's just how it is. Now, yes, some will do it more efficiently and some will do it faster, but if a ball traveling 280 feet per second from a PGP or from a Splatmaster is going to travel just as far as a shot from a CSR or the latest die marker or anything like that. It's just what it is. And nice one, Costello. So you finally gotten rid of it. Well, I'm saying finally gotten rid of it. Congratulations on selling it. I hope that you got a good price for it, and I hope that you've got something that you're planning on putting that money towards. Yes, Colin, the background markers have changed. I just fancied something a little bit different today, but That's basically just because I got that one out because I wanted to try swapping a bolt on it with me Franken pump and see if that made any difference. It didn't. Right. So then, let's get on with this. So as I said, we'll be starting off with where you can go and play this weekend. So hopefully, guys, you can get out there and have some fun, and hopefully I can point you in the right direction. But first off, what's for tea? I've already had my tea, and it was just oven chips with breadcrumbed chicken. Yeah, it was all right. I'm not the world's best cook, but but yes. And again, lads, thank you very much for that pizza last week. That it was amazing, but please don't do that again. I like focusing on you guys as opposed to. I don't like eating on the stream. I feel like I'm not paying attention to you guys then. So right. So what you could have had if you'd booked up earlier. This weekend, OMG are hosting Return to Zavod at the Old Stanley Factory in Sheffield. This is this Sunday. Unfortunately, it's now sold out. Yes, no Domino's this week. Unfortunately, it is now sold out, so you just won't be able to get tickets unless you can possibly pester OMG. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but maybe if you really wanted to go and you want to go play some Magfed, because OMG is only Magfed games, then maybe if you pester them, you might be able to get something out of them, but that's not a guarantee, and please don't pester them. They put in a lot of hard work and they are working all hours. Now, for those that are interested, if you had wanted to go, it would have been a one-day event as I understand it. But for those that do want or would have liked to go, for an early bird ticket, it was £40, which for a special sort of event, or special sort of site like Zavod or like the Stanley Factory in Sheffield, it's one that people don't get to play all the time. So I'd accept paying a little bit extra for that. Yeah, it would have been £40 for early bird tickets and £50 for tickets after the early bird was closed off, which unfortunately the early bird closed on the 31st of January, and now tickets, as I understand, have sold out. So that's one night you could have had. Right, now moving on to the other stuff, the events that you can actually go and play this weekend. So there is, now what this one I don't have much information on, and it's the first time I've actually seen it pop up on any of the feeds or anywhere that I've asked. Bristol Activity Centre, it's a walk-on being held on Sunday. It's £40 including a box of paint, and or £30 bring your own, and they are selling extra boxes of paint for £30. The site will be open from 9 o'clock until 4 o'clock. Unfortunately, that's all I have information-wise for that one. I'm hoping that these guys, they build up a regular walk-on, that they start getting people included, and more people start going, because as far as, well, I've never heard of this site before. So, hopefully, hopefully, it's a good site, and it's going to grow and become a well-known game. Next, we have a walk-on at the Paintball Park Kidderminster, again, being held on Sunday. Now, this one, I don't know how they're doing it. They are getting huge numbers, and I think that's why, is no entry fee. Now, I don't know how they're able to get away with that. I don't know how they can manage to run the site run a walk-on for no entry fee. I mean, that's kind of brilliant. But, so, it is £40 per box of Tomahawk Zero, or £45 for Tomahawk Competition. Or GI 3-star. Now, the only thing I can assume here is, if it's no entry fee, I haven't seen anything say that you can't take your own paint. However, for no entry fee, I would feel kind of bad turning up and taking my own paint. So, if anybody feels like going down and attending that event, please buy paint on the site. I'm not exactly sure how it works down there. But, in fact, Nick, maybe you can shine light on this one, because I know that you have been down and played there before. I think you were down there last month. And welcome, new viewer. I can see that somebody's just dropped into the stream there. This is the site, as if you can remember last month, where they do the free Dominoes if you book online. The day's photos are available for free so I'm guessing that Paintball Park Kidderminster must pay for them. And the photos will be taken by Lucia Wood, and there is also an on-site shop. So if anyone needs any gear, you can pick something up while you're down there. And finally, there is also Driverwood Paintball Walk-On at Crawley, which is, again, Sunday. It's £25 with bring your own paint, £50 with including a box of Pro Char or Valken Fate. There is free photos, so if you want the photos, take a memory stick down, and Gareth or one of his staff will stick the photos on your USB stick, so you've got them to take away, and then you can look through, see if there's anything, see if you've got any new cool profile pictures. There is a hot lunch, which is either a beef or a veggie burger. 7 game zones to play. And there is also, and I do like this, it is a nice little touch. I love things that make sites a little bit more unique. There is Wi-Fi, so if you want to do Instagram and you want to do live videos or anything like that, you can get the Wi-Fi code and you can do all that sort of stuff and not have to waste the data on your phone. And there is also PowerPoints. So if you've been Instagramming all day, or you've been doing Facebook live feed or anything like that, you can stick your phone on charge. And you don't have to drain your car battery, you don't have to drain your phone battery. You can sort that all out and then carry on going for the rest of the day. Right, now I saw that there was a few comments popping up there, so we'll drop into the comments section and just see what people are saying. Yeah, Colin, you better. Costello, I have friends at the OMG, so I'm going for free. Very nice. Very nice one. Yeah, doing the... I do like that with OMG, that they do, and I'm assuming it's the same for Black Sheep, but I can't guarantee that. Where they bring a buddy, I think it is. So it's like, if you've never played one of their events before, you're not a regular player, you can buddy up with somebody that is a regular player or has played OMG events before, and you can go along, they will give you entry fee, and I think they even give you rental equipment for free for to play on that day, for to try and be sort of a taster for to get into paintball, see if it's something that you might like doing, and hopefully you'll buy your own gear and you'll go back and you'll take a friend. So I'm assuming that's what you're doing. Right. Nick, you believe it's side paint only at PPK? Yeah, that totally makes sense. I can understand them doing that. So realistically, I think the paint is probably slightly more expensive than it would be at another site, but for the fact that you're still getting in with free entry is brilliant. It's one that I wish more sites would do, because I think not all the time. But I do think if it was one that sites did more regular, or if sites did occasionally, it would draw people in that possibly don't play very often. And I mean, I would be happy to pay a slight markup on paint for the chance of going down and playing a free walk-on. But it's not one that I expect sites to do, because obviously sites need to make money. Right, what else we got? What's the weirdest place you ended up talking about paintball? Me yesterday while getting a crown put in by a dentist. The weirdest place I've talked about paintball. I don't know. For a long time, I used to nag anybody and everybody to death about paintball. It was all I could talk about all the time, and I've kind of calmed down a bit because I realised that people, for the most part, weren't interested. After I play paintball, and them giving it, oh, that's interesting. And then you start going on about your guns, and you start going on about how often you're playing, where you're playing, all this, and you can just kind of see their eyes glaze over. Sometimes they don't. And sometimes, they'll come back with stories, and I think everyone's had the, I know someone that played paintball, and they've got this amazing gun that can shoot through doors, and they freeze their paint and things like that. And, yeah. And then your eyes start to glaze over. But yeah, as far as the strangest place I've talked about paintball, I can't think of anything in particular, but probably the closest thing I can think of it would be when I've gone away for weekends or weeks with my wife to little cottages and stuff. You go rent somewhere for a week, and the person who's letting you in somehow the conversation comes around when you end up talking to them about it. I think that's possibly the strangest sort of place. But I hope the crown went in all right. Didn't wasn't too painful or anything. Costello, yeah, taking a TPX. Nice one. Well, with it being indoor CQB, that'll probably be quite effective. Albert, did you wipe at the dentist? Alright, you sold your Proto Rise for 300 quid because it comes with a die barrel tank and a hopper. Ah, that's charming. I mean, selling all that gear for 300 quid, that's a good deal for someone. Right. So, let's move on to some of today's topics. Right. The first thing I'm going to start off with is a video shout-out. This week's video shout-out is for The Johnson Does It. There is a link in the description. Oh, and by the way, there is also links in the description to all of the events that I talked about in the just before there. Yeah, so The Johnson Does It. Giving him a video shout-out. It is MagFed gameplay. I quite like watching. I think I originally got the recommendation from Artwood, and it may, Colin, it may. I'm pretty sure I got the recommendation originally from watching Artwood. I think he did a video where he recommended The Johnson Does It, and the guy does MagFed gameplay, and his videos, they're not too serious. But there's he puts them together quite well. Obviously he's quite a small YouTuber, so he's still starting off. I know that's rich coming from me, but he's got a good mixture with his gameplay of some relatively serious stuff and also some quite funny moments and things like that. So in these videos, he uses a mixture of head cam footage and some gun cam footage with a zoom cam. I think it's like a shot track or something like that. So you can see his eliminations up close and personal, but you also get his full sort of gameplay footage. Him like doing room clearance and all that sort of stuff, and moving around the corners and all those sorts of things. And the video footage from this video is was taken at Hollywood Sports Park. In America. Now, yes, of course, I normally like to shout out UK ballers, and I like to shout out things that are going on in the UK, but I want to do the video shout outs from anything that's come up from the previous week. So he was the guy that I chose for this week's shout out, so go check him out, and hopefully you'll like him. He does you can tell he puts in a bit of work into his videos, so yeah, go check him out. Right, let's move back a page. And you're buying a Shocker XLS. Good, nice one. The new Shocker seemed to be a genuinely nice marker. I'm a little bit jealous because I kind of wanted one of those, but I also can't justify buying one because I rarely ever play with a semi-auto, and especially buying like a high-end tournament marker, just it would be redundant for me. But yeah, nice one, man. I like those markers. They're very tidy. Right. So let's go for this one. Yes, as most of you will know, Paintball Extravaganza was last week. I think it was actually around about this sort of time last week. And Paintball Media, YouTube channel, have posted a few videos showing things like speaking to people directly in some of the booths. And one of these booths was the first rate booth at Paintball Extravaganza. And there's a few things that I wanted to touch on, a few things that they're shown. Of course, there is a link in the description, so you can go and check out some of this sort of stuff. This is a bit of a MagFed heavy show this week. So any of you speedball guys out there, I'm sorry, but hopefully my shining personality will be enough to keep you here. So, the MagFed booth, at the first rate booth, they're showing off some things that are going to be pretty good for MagFed players. Things like, and I do think this is a cool one, 50 cal first rate rounds. Now they look inky dinky, they are tiny, but I get the feeling that the Umarex revolver, the HDR 50, is just going to go. People are going to go mental for that now. The idea of having a revolver that can fire very accurate little first rate rounds, and you're going to be able to stick them in there and leave them in that revolver potentially all day and not have to worry about them warping or anything like that. And then you're going to have the accuracy of first strike. I think that could be kind of fun. That could be really interesting. But I love the fact that they're bringing those out, and I'm kind of curious as to what the price difference will be on them as well. I'm also very curious on what the performance will be like on them, because as most people know, I think first strikes roughly travel around about twice the distance, or can potentially travel twice the distance of normal paintballs. So I'm curious as to where first strikes, 50 cal first strikes, how far they will travel, because for the most part nobody really shoots 50 cal at the sort of the equivalent of 68, which I think, as we've already worked out before, it was around about it's knocking on 500 feet per second for a 50 cal ball to travel at the same joules as a 68 cal. But not that I'm not saying that I would want to see that. But like, if you take, for example, the HDR50, that's chronographed, and it's a fixed chronograph, so without modification you can't lower it. That's chronographed at around about 350 at the moment. So I'm very interested to see where something like a 50 cal first strike round traveling at 300 feet per second, how far that will travel in comparison to a normal 68 cal ball, and also a normal first strike ball from a 68 cal marker. So that could be kind of interesting to see. And hopefully, I'm hoping that there's more information comes out on this, because for all I'm giving some of this stuff a shout out, I do think some of this stuff needs to be looked at, and of course it will be, in all hope. Right. But yeah, Costello, you'd effectively have a first strike revolver, and before that, the only real option of that was, I think, Sellsword. They did make a conversion kit for the Crossman 335, the 357, not the paintball. It was actually for a conversion kit for the genuine CO2 powered air pistol, not paintball. It was an air pistol, but you could convert it using the Sellsword's kit, because the 357 is still being made, but the 3357, which was the paintball marker, which was a 50 cal marker, isn't being made anymore. So there was that. Or if you wanted to fire, and I understand that the velocity was very low on them because they weren't designed to shoot 68 cal paint. On the other hand, there was a couple of like single shot markers, or like the double shot markers, like the Goblin Juice and the Goblin Solo, things like that. You could load a first strike round into those, but of course it is just a solo shot. The Sellsword kit. Yes, Sellsword does still make the conversion kit for the 357, but it's not really worth it for to shoot 68 cal paint. It's apparently, even I'm pretty sure it was even the guy who makes the stuff. I don't know if he goes by Sellsword himself, but he even admitted that the velocity on it is quite low because it isn't designed to shoot 68 cal paint. So ultimately, there'd be no point in shooting 6.8 first strike out of that. You could, but I don't think there'd be much point in it. The other option would have been a Juki DRV, which was a guy in America who used to make paintball revolvers and paintball shotguns. Beautiful pieces of equipment. Unfortunately, trying to find one of those it's difficult, and they're not cheap either, because you probably only made at most 100 of each, maybe 200 at a guess, because he did them in limited runs, and it was just one bloke who was making stuff himself. So you might be able to find one of those, but they're few and far between, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the 50 cal first strike stuff. For those that are interested, anyone that shoots, I think it's an FSC, the Tiberius FFC, which is the little tiny little Tiberius pistol. It's a bit of a stubby. They are making an ASA, which will go straight out the back. So if you want to run it as like a little sort of carbine, put a stock on the back of it. They are making that, which should be coming in the next few weeks. There is also 12 round mags coming, because people had asked for smaller mags. So they were showing them off at Paintball Extravaganza, and they looked kind of cool. I mean, they were clear, they were see-through, so obviously, you get an idea how it all works. And I don't expect them to be like that when they're produced, but they can look kind of cool, and they're right little stubby things. They're not so you see some mags where they're massive hulking monstrosities sticking out the bottom of the marker. They look really good, but they are, I think, wind up ones, which is a little bit unfortunate. But that's unfortunately the risk that's the price we'll have to pay for to be able to have mag fed equipment. So yes, they are supposed to be coming along with a bolt action marker coming from Tiberius. Now, this is going to be a marker in itself. It isn't going to be just like a mod conversion or anything like that. It is genuinely going to be a first strike. Oh, well, sorry, not a first strike. It is genuinely going to be a bolt action mag-fed marker coming from Tiberius, and apparently it is based off of a Nelson valve system. So it's basically going to be something along the lines of this, but a bolt action version that is coming straight from the factory. So again, I like stuff like that. The fact that it's also based off a Nelson valve marker is kind of pretty cool. So I think that'll be really nice to see, and hopefully, I can't see anything that will go wrong with it. So hopefully that comes out shortly. But according to the guy in the video who was working at the first strike stall, it will be around about winter. There is also a 10 cubic inch tank to be released. So Albert, if you're still there, I don't know how much they're going to be, but I would imagine that they're not going to be expensive. But a tiny weeny little 10 cubic inch tank. So if you want to play, if you want to play with like just a 50 round hopper and a tiny little tank on your pump, there you go, mate. I'm even tempted to get one for that, because I think that would be really cool. I've still got that. I could run it straight in there if I wanted to. I could run it straight in place of the. Damn, I can't think what it's called. I could run it instead of the vertical, the stock class kit. So instead of the quick changer, or I could stick in an expansion chamber in there, and I could run it under the AGD T stock. So just have the little tank underneath the T stock, which I think would be quite cool. It'd be a bit like throwback to old school sort of stuff. So yeah, that could be nice. And finally, as I already said, but again, please go check the video out. The guys, the person's video is in the comment section, in the description down below. It was Paintball Media on YouTube. Please go check them out, and go give that video a like and in a share around, because there's some of the stuff that they were showcasing in that video looked really cool. And I think the more people see this, we want to let companies know that. That will like what they're making. If we like what they're making, then yes, share it around, let them know. Right, I can see the comment section is going wild here, so I'll drop in. I'll have a bit of a check and see what people are saying. Right, what we've got. Right. Albert, Pump Fury owned the field last Sunday. Yes, we did. And we've got a few, I'm not sure if you're there when Chan said, but apparently there was, there was one point when I was walking back towards the dead box when we're playing I'm not sure what the game was called, but it was where there was the wall down the middle of the game zone. The only ways to cross were the bridges. There was one point where I was walking back towards the dead zone, and the ref, I think it was Dom, said that it sounded terrifying. Me and you firing Albert at the same time, pumping away, and Jan with his autococker. That's a checkpoint, Charlie. Chan with his autococker and me and you with our pumps, giving it full auto trigger. He says it sounded terrifying because all you could hear was clicking. And then he said the same sort of thing later on in the day as well. He said that it was some of the other team had come up and said to him that it sounded terrifying playing against her, because all they could hear was clicking coming from the other end of the field, which, I suppose if you're not used to playing against that noise, pretty much everyone's used to hearing the sort of pop from paintball markers on the field. But when you start combining the clicking noises that autocockers and pumps make, and if you're not used to that, I can imagine it would be strange. But yeah, I think we did play really well there. And you've got a hell of a pump arm on you. God, the innuendos. But you've got a hell of a pump arm on you, Albert. Yeah, it's you can put some serious balls down range. Right. Um, what we got? And mine, Colin. I was a little bit disappointed that you weren't playing pump as well. Well, not for the full day anyway. Can't believe you disgraced it and went over to semi-automatic. It's like, you are Mr. Pump Fury. And you went and got a semi-auto out. That's just not right. Colin, I am ashamed of you, my friend. And on your birthday weekend as well. Right. I think I've already said that. Right. Yeah, talk about new JT flex range and color combination. Need to improve the quality control of the last lenses. Now, yes, the quality on the last lenses was unfortunate. But I'm pretty sure at the time they were also replacing any lenses that had been bought that were terrible. So I know that there was some bad ones. But I just saw it just before the stream started. I saw Albert had shared the photo of all the different flex combinations. And there's some of them I might have to start buying parts again, because some of the stuff looks pretty cool, and I am really hoping that they will actually sell the parts separately, and we won't have to go through third parties again like what we had to do last time. So maybe, I mean, there's some stuff that does look really good in that, but at the same time, why won't they release like shield bottoms but all one color again? It's for years I've wanted a set of the lime green shield pro shield bottoms, because they look awesome. But I refuse to pay like $900 or whatever the Yanks were selling them for. I don't care how good they look. I am not paying $900 for them. Right. So, what else we got? Costello, you like to play both mag-fed and hopper-fed. Well, mate, variety is the spice of life. I mean, personally, I don't really bother with mag-fed anymore, and that's just plain choice. That's not that I've got anything against mag-fed. I still like the gear. I still think a lot of it looks cool. I just can't be bothered. Frankly, I'm lazy, and I just can't be bothered with going down the route of having to change mags and having to load mags and all that sort of stuff. It's, as I said, I'm frankly just lazy. But yes, a first-rate revolver would be cool. Yes, Sellsword do still make the conversion kit, as I understand it. You make drums to hold in a revolver with mods. It should work. Not sure what you mean. Don't know if you want to clarify that a little bit. Paint Magnet. There is a guy doing conversions on Cold SS. Oh damn it! I've lost it. Where is it? Where's it gone? On SAA Umarex airsoft pistols to 50 cal paint. I'm not surprised. There's the moment if something comes out and people think it looks cool, they'll try and find a way to make it work. You've also pre-ordered an Empire SYX. Cool. It does sound like Colin says, it sounds like you've won the lottery, mate. Colin, have you seen the price of them? I'm not sure what that's in regards to. Sold quite a lot of your stuff and also saved up. Mate, paintball ain't expensive. You've always got to be saving if you want something new. We are the terrifying ducks. Yes, the quacking. It was mechanical. Yes, it was mechanical, but it was semi. It was semi-auto, not pump. It's disgraceful. I expect this from Chan, but not you. I thought we had to give them a chance. Couldn't pump Fury them all day. I suppose, yeah. Costello, you might make a Ghost Flex. Go for it, man. It's one of those things, like, there's so many options out there. Go for it, do it, and like show the results. Stick them up on Facebook, stick them on some of the Facebook pages, and let people see, because people will appreciate this sort of stuff. Right, next thing. So, moving on. Like I said, I'm a pretty lazy person. I don't like having to do work that I don't need to do. So, when I saw this being shared up on one of the UK MagFed pages, like I said, MagFed heavy show today. When I saw this being shared up on one of the UK Magfed pages, I thought, I'm going to give the guy a shout out because I quite like what he's doing. I think it's definitely worth giving a shout out to. You can find the link in the description down below. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I included the link. I don't think I did. You know, damn. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I tried to die quietly. I turned my mic off. Oh god, my eyes are watering now. Oh. Right. I'm gonna have to see if I can find the link. But I genuinely thought I posted a link in the description. It shouldn't be too hard to find here. Right. See more. Come on. Share. Copy. And now I can close. Right then. Now I'll just drop it into the comments section. Sorry, I'll drop it into the description. Paste. Oh no, I've actually put it in the description. I'm reading two things. Right. So, in that case, look at that. Right. Stay on page, yes. God's sake, man. Right. So yes, if you go down in the description down below, you'll find a link to a first straight round speed loader. Now, as somebody in the original post had said, why do you need a speed loader for first straight rounds? Surely you can just load them by hand, because by the time you've loaded the speed loader, and then you have to load then you use them to load the marker, it would just be faster to tip them all straight in. But the idea isn't just for to load the speed loader and then use it to tip into your magazines. The idea of the speed loader is obviously for to load that up at the beginning of the day, or even to load it up so that you can then carry it on the field, because the tubes that then work with the speed loader look very similar to 10-round tubes. They're not 10-round tubes, although they do hold 10 rounds, so I suppose they technically are 10-round tubes. But they are specially designed for 10-round tubes to be used with first-rate rounds that this guy is making. It is... The YouTube link will take you to the guy's YouTube channel, Corsair's Scenario Paintball. For those that might be interested in a speed loader for first-rate rounds, they are available for... the guy's making them for the Hammer 7, the Dam, T12 and T15. And yes, like I said, they do hold 10 rounds. So, if you cut it... Well, 10-round first strike stripper clips. Effectively, yes, that is effectively what they are. So the idea being, you've loaded these up in the morning, you stick the lids on them so that they're not going to get wet, they're not going to get affected or anything. Well, that's the thing, Costello. They are for I'm pretty sure you can get them for the... I thought... I'm pretty sure he looked in one of the videos. In fact, I think it's the video that I've actually linked to. I'll open up another window here. I'm pretty sure it is actually Hammer 7 mags that he's loading. No, sorry, not Hammer 7. TPX mags. Yeah, it's Zeta mag that he's using. So I must have missed that one out. You should be able to get them for the TPX as well, or at least for the Zeta mags. So. Yeah, you can get these. So the idea being, you've loaded these up in the morning, you've loaded your mags up first thing in the morning, you go out, you play a few games, you come back in, and instead of you spending the time reloading all of your mags, you can use one of these right quick, you get all of your mags reloaded, and then you can go off and you can go have your dinner, you can go to the toilet, you can go take some selfies and post them on Instagram showing how cool you are. And like I said, I just thought that the guy deserved a shout out. They seem like they would be quite a good idea for Magpie players, because once you've got one adapter and a few of these pods, that's you pretty much set up. So go give the guy some love. Like I said, there is a link in the description down below. It's just under first rate round speed loader. Go check them out. Just go check them out. Because we need to. I've said it before, but we need to support each other within the paintball community. Now, I'm not sure if this guy is. I think he seems to have an American accent, but I'm not sure if he's located in the UK or not. But even if he isn't, if you're interested in that sort of stuff, support UK industry. Support the paintball industry. Because if we don't support each other, then then paintball isn't going to progress. It just won't move on, and which isn't what we want. We want paintball to progress, and we want paintball to move on. All right, I'll drop over and check a few comments again. 10 round first rate stripper clips. Yes, exactly. I think that's it. Why no TPX? Like I said, Costello, I'm pretty sure I've just missed that out. I'm pretty sure you can get them for the TPX. Colin, I need a 2-mag lever action first rate marker with real wood. I think the closest to that you would have gotten, unfortunately, wouldn't have been first rate, but I think it would have been the Juki DSG, because I'm pretty sure there was a couple of people did modify them to take under lever actions, which it would have been 68 cal, and it would have worked as that, but unfortunately not first rate. Costello, when you get a camera, can you have a shout out? If you're making content, yes. Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. If you're making content and you're making regular content and it's enjoyable content, then yes, I will potentially give you a shout out. I can't promise anything, but I don't see any reason why I wouldn't. Am I going to review Sunday? Well, I will be making videos from you. Well, I'll hopefully be making videos at some point, using the video footage that I gathered at the weekend, if I got anything good. I don't always. So I try and make the best of bad situations sometimes. But I will be talking about that in like a little bit today. Maybe it's not a huge amount, because I don't know what more I can really say than what I haven't already said, and I don't know how long it'll take for us to say that. Oh, now, Colin, that sounded good. Lever action. Yes, that's it, Albert. A lever action would be really cool. In fact, I'm sure it was one of the guys that used to be on M. Carter Brown did actually post a video years ago, and I'm talking years and years ago. Maybe one of you can find it. I think it was it might have been something like a KP2 or a KP3, because I'm pretty sure it had a hopper on it, but of course it wasn't first rate again. But it was the music that they used for the video was Lustra's Scotty Doesn't Know. It was a really good video, because they're playing, it's indoor speedball, but he's playing it with a lever action KP2 or KP3, so it's cool. Lever Fury. Well, Colin, I've said, you need to get your speed up on the lever action, mate. Costello, you might do a weekend live stream. Go for it, man. You know what it is? There's 400 hours of content uploaded to YouTube every minute. If you decide that you are going to do a live stream, power to you, mate. It's the same for any other YouTuber in the UK. Unless you decide to start and try and stream snipe me, then we'll have problems. But oh, sorry. But yeah, if you want to set up and do a live stream, then power to you, mate. Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, that's a Costello. I mean, if that's going to be your paintball channel, then obviously it makes sense to do it there. You could even set up a live streaming channel or something if that's what you wanted to do. But yeah, there's enough slices of the pie for all of us here, and I just hope that we can, all of us, that we can help grow the sport. If if we put the word out there, we show people that we're not terrorists, that are running around training on how to like fight and stuff. We're not idiots and that just want to hurt people or anything else. We're not all just weekend wannabe Rambos. Even though there is some of those people, but that's fine if that's what you think. But that there is also a legitimate sport side of paintball as well, because it's amazing how little people know about paintball unless they sit down and talk to a paintballer. But for the most part, people don't care about sitting down and talking to a paintballer, because for the most part, I know some of you will probably like football, but at the same time, there will probably be a lot of you that will sit down and, yeah, football, yay. You're not. A lot of people aren't interested in. I'm not. If somebody sits down and tries to talk to me about football, my eyes glaze over. I'm not interested, and we get the same response ourselves. But we need to. I don't know how we can do it, and it's part of the reason why I wanted to do these live streams from the beginning, is because that we could sit down, we could all kind of talk together, and we could find ways where we can work out things for sharing. We can try and come to create ideas together, and I'm all for sitting and having those conversations. Yeah, that's it. Football, yeah, that again. I haven't heard all of the lads at work talking about it most days since I started at my job. It's so exciting. Albert, who are you calling not an idiot? I am, and I'm proud of it. Albert, you saw my behaviour at the weekend. I'm not one to call anybody names. I can't say I'm not an idiot. I most definitely am an idiot, but I also try not to hurt people, and that's kind of where I'm getting at. It's those people that actually go out of their way to hurt people, because again, as I said earlier on the stream, you've always got people, you talk to somebody in the street about paintball and you get like I said, my mates, yes, the Brazzers gif. I'm still waiting on seeing that gif being made, but but that's thrown us off a little bit. But you always get the people when you're talking about paintball that give it the stuff of, yes, I've got a mate whose gun can shoot through doors, or I loaded these things into my paintball gun, or I did, I've got a mate who freezes these paintballs to hurt people more and stuff, and that's what the general public's perception is. It's that and stag do's. That's all they know. And if it isn't stag do's or people trying to hurt each other, then you've got stuff like, oh, so you want to be a soldier, do you? And well, some people that play paintball do, but I don't. For all I do like the milsim aspect of paintball, it's not my style of play, so I don't play it. I would attend milsim games if I had the opportunity to, but for the most part, I'm not really into buying all of the gear and dressing up. And I even like LARP, but I'm not into military LARP. I'm sure that'll piss some people off. Right. Albert, yeah, you've seen that video. It's a KP2. I thought it was, but I haven't seen that video in years. I think I might have to look it up again now. It's not Twitch or a gaming channel. Well, mate, if you wanted to stream on Twitch, I don't think Twitch even cares about gaming now. Obviously it is still primarily a gaming site, but you can go on Twitch and you can have podcasts and stuff, and you can have live shows and things. I believe there was even a lass relatively recently was on there body painting herself. There was one of the other YouTubers that I watch who was talking about it. And to be fair, that isn't really all that gaming related, but I bet it pulled in views. Make paintball great again. Yes. Mapaga? Yeah, we'll go for Mapaga. Yeah. Breakdancing is being proposed as an Olympic event in 2024, but not paintball. This is it. I suppose, breakdancing is I can't really fault breakdancers on pushing for paintball. No, sorry, I can't fault breakdancers on pushing for breakdancing to be an Olympic sport, because it isn't. It's not a simple thing to do. It's very strenuous. It's hard work. You've got to be very fit for to be able to do it effectively, unless you're doing stuff like, I suppose, body popping or something like that. But even then, I mean, I couldn't do it. So it does still take skill. But it is a little bit disappointing that dancing has been put into the Olympics over paintball. Not sure. Are you saying so is paintball in relation to something I said? Because to be honest, I can't remember what I said. I would. You see, it's. I mean, for as long as I've been they've been playing paintball. You've had people giving it the paintball in the Olympics, paintball in the Olympics, and it's just become a bit of an old meme now. And I want to see it happen, because I think if it got into the Olympics, it would be amazing. But I think we're a long way from getting into the Olympics. I kind of had the conversation with Ben the other night, where there's so much infighting going on within paintball that we can't even take ourselves serious. And of course, you don't always have to be serious, but we can't even take ourselves serious. So how are we supposed to take, or how is anybody else supposed to take us seriously? And it's for, as much as I don't want to agree with them, I also can't not agree with them. There's so much, like I said, there's so much infighting going on with paintball, and we need to come together and accept that, yes, there's different factions within paintball, but we can all work together for a common good. Fucking hell, that sounds like a communist. But yeah, like, if we could come together and work towards a common goal, we don't even have to like each other, but if we can push paintball forward, and there is a lot of people out doing it, but we could. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling. We have to go out our way to stop Albert from hurting himself. I think that's the same for a few of us. Yeah, he posted on the official Olympic page asking why your post had been deleted. What did you post, Albert? Albert, guess what's on your plate? Cake. I would have had that cake eaten by now, Colin. It's because people who have not done it say it's war and shit, but it's not. There is a bit of that. There is a lot of people believe that it is just simulated war, which, to an extent, there is a little bit of that. But it's not just simulated war. I mean, we all know that. Obviously, the sports side of it is not simulated war. It's no more simulated war than any other sort of sport. I mean, you could say that boxing, by rights, is simulated war. It's two people fighting each other. I mean, at what point do you go from calling a fight a war? I mean, I suppose there is probably a proper definition, but yeah, at what point do you draw the line? I mean, target shooting it's simulated hunting, potentially, or simulated murder. You've got things like javelin, archery. All of these things originated from. There's the argument of fighting and hunting. A lot of the Olympic sports were, at one time or another, there were, like I said, archery. I think darts is an Olympic sport. Javelin. Most things where you're trying to throw things and aim, they're all from fighting sort of things and hunting things, and it's all just trying to show how you're superior to your fellow man. So why not? I don't understand why we can't have that. Why we can't get paintball in under the same pretense. Although I don't know if we'll ever see that as. Yeah, clay pigeon shooting. I suppose clay pigeon shooting isn't combat, but it is still like who's the best with a weapon. And would you really want to go up against? Would you want to try and run down somebody that's a champion clay pigeon shooter. Because I've seen videos of people in tunnels, the proper wind line tunnels, where they fire the clay directly at the person, and the person has to try and, like, you've got to try and advance down the corridor while still shooting the clays, and you've got like milliseconds for a response time to shoot the clay. And you see some stuff out, it's like, would you want to try and run that guy down? Because it's like, I know I wouldn't. It might be like a 12 bore or something, and it might be slow reload speed and all that sort of stuff if you're not trained in it. But yeah, you wouldn't want to try and run that guy down, would you? Why paintball's not an Olympic sport? Because we're too busy fighting ourselves. At the end of the day, you want war, go play airsoft. I can't totally agree with that. I understand the sentiment, but I would rather, if people did want to play war, then they play paintball, because it's more people for us to shoot at, and it's more people to try and shoot at me. But at the same time, I also appreciate that, paintball spent a long time trying to get away from the fact that it looked like simulated war. And that's the thing, even right in the very early days, people wore army surplus because it was cheap. And it didn't really matter if it got covered in paint or anything, because it was cheap. And it was also hard wearing. And people still wear army surplus gear because it's cheap and hard wearing. So there is the fact that you're running around shooting guns at each other with camouflage on. But it's, like I said, it's because it's cheap. I mean, you could go and buy a pair of denim jeans from Primark for £6 or something. You could run around in those, I suppose. But considering most sites are played in the woods, people want something that's going to blend in a little bit. So then they naturally go for the cheap, hard-wearing, camouflaged stuff, which then helps promote it, helps paintball look like warplay. And also the fact that we're shooting guns at each other and stuff. You can't get away from the fact that paintball does look like warplay. But people hear warplay and think it's like aggressive and violent. And there was even, I'm pretty sure it was last Friday before, or it might have been even Saturday, before I went down to Lincoln to go play paintball on Sunday, where I saw something had been shared around where it was somebody in America had been shot in the eye. A 16-year-old boy had been shot in the eye while playing paintball, and he was, this boy might never be able to see again. Well, that's the risk that you take if you take a paintball to the eye, unfortunately. And it was the reporter in the news program says, and there is a surprising number of people going to accident and emergency because of taking paintball related injuries. It's safer than bowling, but there's a surprising number of people having injuries, and it's safer than bowling. But you're doing a program about how one kid was shot in the eye. And chances are, now obviously I don't know any more details to the story, but chances are he probably lifted his mask in the game. If that happened, that was his own fault. If the mask failed, then that is the company that made the mask's fault, or the site for not maintaining their equipment. But if it was the company that made them, if it was him lifting the mask, well, that's like going to a darts tournament and diving in front of the guy throwing an arrow. Oh, well, I took an arrow, I took a dart to the eye. Well, you shouldn't have been standing in front of the guy throwing the darts. It's your own fault in that instance. Anyway, you do clear pigeon shooting, and now I'm really good at both 20 and 12. Nice one. That's why I don't wear camo, because of war and stuff. The problem is, Costello, regardless of if you wear camo or not, there is people that do want to recreate war. Which it's one of the oldest sort of games that we've got. I played war as a kid, and if that's what people want to do, then fair enough. I mean, my uncle, he's into reenactment, and effectively what he's doing is going and playing war. He just doesn't actually fire anything at each other. He doesn't fire anything at anyone else, and nobody actually fires anything at him. But he's still playing war. He's just doing it in a historical environment. Typical media jump on the bandwagon and make up stories out of nothing. Exactly, Colin. That's exactly the situation. But anyway, what else have I got? Paintball Magazine has episode 4 of their podcast has been uploaded. If you haven't already seen it, if you haven't already listened to it, why haven't you? It's free. All you have to do is go over to you can either download the Anchor app to your devices, or you can go over to you can find them on the Paintball Mag's Facebook page, and you can get links to the website, so you can actually just listen directly from your computer. If you haven't done it, once this is over, download the Anchor app, search for Paintball, and you'll find the Paintball Magazine's podcast. And you can listen to episode 1, which I was in. I was in the Tester podcast because I was available. I'm assuming that's why, because I was available. Martello is probably busy making episode 5 right now. It generally comes out late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, somewhere around about there. But yeah, if it's free, go check it out. It doesn't cost you anything. And this, the last episode featured Adam Parkman of SAS talking about SAS and how he formed up SAS UK. There is also Anthony Martin talking about how he got into paintball and the events that he about ref and paintball, and also the events that he's actually going to be playing this year himself, because he's going to be taking going back out on the field playing. I think it's with UK Lions. I might have that wrong. I might have remembered that incorrectly. But Anthony Martin is a very well-known ref in the UK, and yes, he is going to be out playing. I think he's playing the Grand Central Classic at Paintfest this year. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, go check out those guys. Go have a listen to them. Go listen to the podcast. Support the podcast. Again, it's another thing that is getting out there. That is, you can put it on when you're in a work environment, and it's not particularly sweary or anything like that. It's not something that would be indecent for having on in the background. You can listen to that, and other people might catch on. They might find something of interest in it. Right. Albert. My post was... Oh, and if you are interested in listening to the podcast, there is, of course, a link in the description down below. Please go check it out and support the Paintball Mag, because the guys over at the Paintball Mag, they are doing a lot of work to try and promote paintball. Without people doing this sort of stuff, paintball, I feel, is going to die. And it's not something that any of us want, is it? Right, anyway. So, Albert, my post was, it's a pro sport in over 40 countries. True. And in 2017, 3.41 million people participated in the sport. Yep. So can you please tell me why things like breakdancing is in the Olympics, but not paintball? Totally agree. And your answer was they deleted the post. Yeah. Well, this is it. I suppose it's just the perception. To me, it's probably along the lines of like why you don't see video games in especially. Well, you don't see video games in the Olympics either, do you? And it's because people have this perception that video games and paintball and airsoft promote violence. However, there's been studies done numerous times now showing that showing that video games, and I would imagine by proxy, paintball, airsoft, things like that, because they're just the real version of some of these video games, do not cause violence. Now, they cause no more violence than anything else would do. But people don't want to accept that. They still see somebody playing Call of Duty and go, that's going to make you violent. Or they'll see somebody playing paintball and go, that'll make them violent. And say it's the equivalent of, I mean, paintball and airsoft get it on a smaller scale, but like video games, what they're getting now is the equivalent of heavy metal's going to make your kids worship Satan. That you had in like the 70s and stuff. it's just people that want to blame other stuff for their own failures. Right, Costello. I like to be different when I'm playing 1989 clubs, so you wear your Anthrax jersey and Exalt paintball trousers, elbow pads, tinted lens, dye iPhone or 5, and a bright green gun. There's nothing wrong with that, mate. If that's how you feel comfortable playing, then you go do you. I wear a sort of a camouflage jersey. It's a Jersey Clinic jersey, but it's camouflage because that was kind of the it's US Marpat, because that was basically the sort of team colours that we went for when we first got together. Nest started off by wearing Marpat because it was different to what a lot of the other teams were wearing, and also because you could buy Marpat surplus for next to nothing because nobody in the UK wanted it. So it did the job, and it was cheap, and you could also get US Marpat from Vulcan on their line of playing gear. So some of them had proper Marpat gear, some of them just used surplus gear for a while, and then we decided we wanted to go over to getting proper jerseys. So we got proper jerseys made up that feature Marpat in them, and for the most part, I used to play in like bright orange jerseys and things like that, and I might have to put it on the wall at some point. I would kind of like to get my old Newcastle Lockdown jersey mounted into a frame, and probably mount that on the wall or something, so like in the background or something like that. Although I don't know where I would do it. But that was like white and black and pink, and that stood out. But for the most part, wearing dark colours will be an advantage on a paintball field as opposed to wearing bright colours. So now I do kind of go for more darker, duller colours. But I'm also have my own style where I stand out in my own way. It's generally like frames and parts on my masks and stuff now. I need somewhere that they are on about putting video games in the Olympics. Well, Albert, they probably will. I mean, there is already esports and stuff like that. Like there is, tournament paintball. But with video games, they might start including video games in the Olympics eventually. But I will guarantee you now that they won't do it with stuff like Call of Duty. They might do it with things like Apex Legends or Overwatch or card games, possibly some of the nicer like Smash Bros on the terms of fighting games, but they won't do it with the violent video games, things like Mortal Kombat or Call of Duty or Gears of War and that sort of stuff, because those things are too violent. So they'll just leave those out. They won't have anything like that, and it'll all be nice and bright and fluffy. Even if it is you pounding someone else's face in, it'll be the nice and bright and fluffy version of it. What you wear is your Nightmare Speed QB jersey. Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, I've got my Dexter jersey from Nest, and that's what I wear. If you're ever trying to find us on the field, I'll have my name on my back. Right. What else have we got then anyway? Oh, and we're talking of sports. Counter-Strike. You see, I doubt Counter-Strike because, again, it's too violent. Anyway. But yes, talking about sports and the Olympics and that sort of stuff, lightsaber fighting is now a recognised sport in France. There you go. That's got to be a bit of a niche sort of hobby, hasn't it? Guess there are really more lightsaber fighters than there is paintballers. And because it is now a registered sport in France, which it is recognised by the French Fencing Federation, if it's been recognised by a fencing federation, of course fencing is an Olympic sport, lightsaber fighting could make it into the Olympics before paintball. How does that make you feel? That makes me feel fantastic. I've only been playing paintball for like 11 years. And paintball is still no further we're getting into the Olympics. But lightsaber fighting is Oh God, that just. I mean, what do you expect her to do with that? Or what do you expect her to do with lightsaber fighting in being a recognized sport? I mean, I've got every faith. You know, it is. It's probably really fun getting to bash somebody else in with a fake lightsaber. It probably not as fun as real. I think watching real lightsaber fighting would be a lot more entertaining. But yeah, lightsaber fighting is now a recognized sport in France. Great. Yeah, it boils my piss a little bit too as well, Albert. Star Wars in real life, really, what has this world come to? Well, the thing is, again, I can't really fault it because a lot of it is genuine. I mean, depending on the style of fighting that you're using within lightsaber fighting. I mean, if you're going down the route of using like a lightsaber staff or something like that, or you're using just a single-handed lightsaber or a double-handed lightsaber, they're all different fighting styles. So the idea of being able to go up and fight in laser fencing, yeah, it is effectively, but if it's fencing itself, I think it has 3 different disciplines because you've got you've got fencing where it is the long pointy swords where they bend when they poke somebody. You've also got saber fighting, and then there's something else as well. So within fencing, you have 3 different disciplines. But the idea of if you are doing lightsaber fighting, that you then have to have all of those disciplines within one discipline, within one sort of fighting thing. You know, you could potentially be having 2-handed weapons going up against 1-handed weapons and like people using double swords or staffs and things like that. It could be kind of interesting, but I still feel like it's a bit of a niche compared to paintball, and I don't think paintball is a recognised sport in France, and for paintball to not be a recognised sport, even though it is quite big and played by millions and millions of people across the globe, but lightsaber fighting I would imagine it's smaller. It might, you know what it is? I might be totally wrong. Lightsaber fighting might be huge. It might be like an international phenomenon that I've just never heard of up until now. But God knows. Foil saber and IP. Yes, that's it. That's it, Richie. Thank you very much. I think if foil is the one that's quite bendy, saber is obviously a saber, and I don't know what a P is. But do you know, Richie? Are you a secret fencer? you know. I've always kind of wanted to do fencing, but again, it's another one that I don't have the time for everything I want to do in life. Why don't they just call it laser fencing? Well, ultimately, I could imagine that they probably would. But I just saw a news report where they were talking about lightsaber fighting. So, God knows what they'll ultimately actually classify it as. But God knows. Right, so yes, that's a fantastic one, isn't it? Like a sword. Quidditch will get in before paintball. Don't even go there, Albert. I know that there is already places that play Quidditch properly. There is actually like a proper set of rules and everything on playing Quidditch. Again, this could only come from my generation. You don't see how it'll be scored as the routines are choreographed. But that's the thing, Chan. Will they be choreographed? If it's legit, if it's Olympic and it's legit, is it just going to be fencing but with a glow-in-the-dark sword? That's what I think it'll be. I think it'll be fencing, but it'll be You'll probably have to wear a face shield and all that sort of stuff, and probably wear padding. But yes, I can imagine it will just be fencing, but with glow-in-the-dark swords. So it'll be interesting because I can imagine there will probably be Olympic fencers who will go in for pro pro lightsaber fighting. Paul Cross, Star Wars has been around longer than paintball, so it can only be a matter of time before it gets recognized as a sport. I agree, yes, of course, Star Wars has been around longer than paintball. Not by much, though. I think there's only really a handful of years in between the two. And Star Wars was, about 79? And paintball was created in, was it the mid-80s? Because I don't think it was 88. I think it was a bit before that, so you're talking maybe 5 years between the two. So if you go off that theory, then paintball should be a recognised sport within the next 5 years, at least in France. Paintball is played in France because Nightmare Paintball went to France last week. Nightmare Paintball is your local team, and please don't tell chess. Tell chess will get in the Olympics. I'm pretty sure chess is already in the Olympics. Glow in the dark swords. What happens in the van stays in the van. No, they were just glow in the dark condoms, mate. Oh no. 82. There we go. The footage used from the official association is choreographed. It wouldn't ever become an Olympic sport if the only different factor to fencing is that the blade lights up. It would. I could see it would, because, as I was saying before, with lightsaber fighting, you could potentially have multiple disciplines fighting as one style. I mean, you would have, you've got the 3 different disciplines of fencing. That they don't just have one style of fencing; they have the 3 different disciplines. If those 3 different disciplines, they are all kept separate and they're all done differently, in that case, you've then got with lightsaber fighting, if all of those different styles can be amalgamated into one, it effectively becomes a different branch of fencing, but with glow-in-the-dark swords. But as far as the footage used from the official association is choreographed, I've got every faith it will be, because they'll have just found some video for to use. But I would imagine in proper matches, it wouldn't be choreographed. The first game was June 1981. So yeah, and as I said, I think Star Wars was 79. So yeah, there's only really a handful of years between the two. Originally, they started paintball with tree marking guns and welding masks. Well, yeah, and to be honest, Costello, they didn't even use masks when in the first games. They were using stuff like they were basically just using like the safety goggles that used to get at school. That was it, and God knows if they even used those in the first game. Yes, our resident Star Wars nerd is saying that it was 77. So, okay, about 5 years. But even then, I don't think it's because Star Wars came out first that lightsaber fighting has become a sport first. I think it's just because they don't want paintball to become a registered sport in a lot of places, and lightsaber fighting it's just a sort of it's a martial art, isn't it? Of course, the martial arts are allowed in the Olympics. Yeah. Right. So anyway, it's time for this week's big game shout out. I think we've rambled on for long enough about the Olympics. For now. If there's anybody's writing comments, feel free to drop them there, and I will read them out after this bit. Right, Black Sheep are hosting Valkyrie at RAF Curtin Lindsay. RAF Curtin in Lindsay. which is being held on April the 13th. It is, well, I'm saying it's being held April the 13th. It starts on April the 13th at 8:30 in the morning, ends April the 14th at 16:30. Of course, I don't think it is, it's not a full 24-hour game, or it's not a full run-through game. There will be stopping because, obviously, they can't be having refs out there 24/7. Right, as I said, it is RAF Curtin in Lindsay. It is Gainsborough, Lincolnshire. For tickets are available at paintballeventsuk.com. And I'm just trying to see if I can find some details here. Valkyrie, join us for our first Black Sheep event of the year. This is a scenario paintball event open to all markers. Yes, this is an urban-style environment that, yes, is open to all paintball markers. So it doesn't matter if you're using Magfed, it doesn't matter if you're a pump, hopper, anything. You can go down and you can go and join in, and you get to play in the sort of environment that generally only Magfed players get to play in. RAF Curtin on Lindsay, sorry, it's Curtin on Lindsay, not Curtin in Lindsay. Welcome to this newly abandoned RAF base. Very much, in fact, offers a different feel than many of the bare MOD or more run-down venues we have access to. And it is, if any, I know there's a few of the guys in the chat at the minute, probably have played at RAF Curtin on Lindsay a couple of times. Oh, sorry, at least there's a couple of the guys, I think, like Chan. I'm not sure if any of the, not sure if Richie's still here or not, but I know Richie was there as well. It is relatively, it's pretty recently vacated. So most of the windows are still in. No, it's Curtin in Lindsay. Thank you, Colin. In fact, Colin, you were there as well, weren't you? So yes, it is. It is. It is a relatively newly abandoned site. There's still, shutters on the windows downstairs. The windows are still in upstairs in most places. There might be an occasional broken window. There's still like furniture in some of the rooms and things like that. It's quite eerie because the place. There's even like tables, and there's still the servant areas in the canteen and the kitchens and stuff. It's a really fun place to go and play at, because it's different. And if you've ever played at urban sites before, if you've ever played at urban sites before, you'll know that most of the time you go in and they're just empty shells. But this place, there is still stuff all over the place, so it does feel more realistic. It feels like you're fighting in genuine, like in a genuinely abandoned place. The parade square is filled with lorry trailers, making a labyrinth of cover to fight around, which was interesting because you don't really think about looking underneath the bunkers like you're running alongside, and you've got all this gap underneath where people can shoot your legs, or people get in between the wheels and things like that and hide there. The staging area is a large building with power, offering shelter and power, and even indoor camping options on a first-come, first-served basis. For the gameplay, we have an exciting format we just tested on our Magfed players, boasting electronic props, NPCs, and collectibles, all what go towards trade in a currency system that must be banked physically or transferred from your HQ for a fee. It all went down very well. So in 2018, we ran at a loss. We hope that you will support us in 2019 so that we may continue to run events for you. The early bird tickets are £70 because it is a 2-day event, which I think is reasonable. And we hope you will join us. Now, how do you camp indoors? Well, I suppose if you've got like a pop-up tent, or if you've got like some tents, you can build the frame up and they have the inside, and then I've lost my pen. You would just drape the top of the tent over the top of that. But either way, I mean, I think you can. I think something can be worked out. So, if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, how is this as an extra? At Black Sheep's Valkyrie event, one of the in-game props will be the downed pilot. At some point during the day, you may see a wandering pilot. Capture him and return him to your HQ to earn credits, and to get a special mission. Beware though, He is armed with a PPQ, which is a pistol, and a couple of spare mags. He won't surrender easily, but don't shoot him. You'll have to wait until he's out of ammo before you'll surrender. Shoot him, and your team could be fined a whopping 3,000 credits, which could be a game changer for you. So, if you find him, you're going to have to ambush the guy and take him down that way. Yes, it will mean that some people will have to be shot, but you will have to use overwhelming numbers to try and take down the downed pilot and get him back to your base without injury to the pilot or without eliminating the pilot yourself. And this is the sort of stuff why I want to this is the sort of stuff why I want to go and play Black Sheep events, because they were shown. I was down at District 23, which is the paintball site which is connected to Black Sheep and OMG events. And Paul, who owns the site and owns Black Sheep and owns OMG, he was showing us some of the stuff that, and it's also available to find online. Some of the props that they have in the games, and I mean, we've used some of the props in the games at District 23 anyway. So stuff like the domination boxes, or like flag captures and things like that. But you also then have on crate collections and things. But you've then got stuff like this where they actually have non-player characters roaming the game zones, which can give you missions. I think is it Mad Baz the Scientist or something as well, that's another one of their NPCs that sometimes goes and plays at their games. So it's things like that. It's stuff like that it's exciting. It's different. It's new. And yes, there's been NPCs in games before, but like if I have an NPC who is going to be fighting just for himself, trying to keep people off, and but to keep just things like that excite us. It just sounds really fun. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to make Valkyrie, but I just hope that this is a successful event and that they keep doing more events after this, because this is the sort of stuff that I want to see. This is what I think will make UK. This is what does make UK paintball some of the best paintball in the world. The fact that we have these events. I mean, how many places in the world have sites where you can play in genuine military environments? How many sites, they across the world have NPCs roaming the game zones for to be involved with you? They're just amazing. Catch you later, Costello. Thanks very much for dropping in and spending some time with me. But I'll see you next week, man. But it's just stuff like this is what makes paintball exciting for us, and what I hope I can do it's something that I've been thinking that could potentially happen, and something that I hope kind of does happen, is by talking about these events, that other sites try and step up and bring in new exciting things as well. Because if one site has something that is new and exciting, another site's going to go, well, hang on, we need to do something that's going to match that. So they'll try and create something, or they'll try and do something. Hopefully they won't rip anything off, but hopefully they will make something good and exciting out of it. And that's just what I want to see from paintball. It's where I think that we can potentially take things, and where we can go with. Yeah. But yeah, if that event sounds like not quite, just a semi-chub. Yeah, so hopefully we can. I just want to see paintball grow. Yeah. As cliche as it sounds, and as much as it sounds like a proper meme, yes, grow the sport. But we've got to be intelligent. We've got to play smart on how we do that. We don't grow the sport by giving people the e-celebs free entry. Yes, okay, give away prizes and stuff, but what am I banging on about tonight? Everything. How the world has wronged me. How the world has wronged me this week. In many ways. But yes, I was just mentioning about Black Sheep's Valkyrie event, which is upcoming in the next, I think it's the next couple of months, April the 13th and the 14th at RAF Curtin in Lindsay, and it's looking like it. Well, I mean, I've played down there before, and it was a cracking site to play on, and I would love to get down there again. It's just, I don't think I'll be able to make that event, unfortunately. But it's one that I would love to attend again. And I do think that we should be supporting stuff like this. I know I keep banging on about supporting other places, but... No, I'm not going to get started on the Olympics again. And anyway, what do you mean don't get me started on the Olympics? I am here to entertain you. I am your dancing monkey. You just give us stuff to talk about. And then I respond to you. I talk to you. Right, so Albert, that'd be fun. 24-hour non-stop game. Didn't he, that shall not be named, do one? Yes, he did. It was Call, I think it was Call 2 Duty Yard. Might have been Tipman Challenge. There was me, Ripper, no, it is. I don't know who else. I don't think Richie ever played Sunny Bridge. Or did you? I think it was me, Ripper, John, Graham, Smarty, Paul. There was Johnny and Ging. Hartlepool is far enough away from me. Yeah, there was a good few. We went to one of those events, and that was the last time I played a night game, a proper night game, and it was. I haven't played a night game. I just haven't played a night game since, because that put me off. When it was all well and good going out and playing this night game, but of course most people the game did run pretty much 24/7, and I'd gone out at one point. I spent about 15-20 minutes crawling through mud and gunk and sludge in the dark, no lights, no torches, no nothing. I gets up against the wall of this building that the team were trying to get to, and somebody from the building that I'd just spent 15 minutes crawling away from, that was still being held by friendlies, turned on a torch directly where me and a few other guys were standing up against the wall, and everyone, friendly, enemy, anyone that saw, were just shot the shit out of us. I just, at that point, I just went no. I went back to the tent and went to bed. If I reckon if you'd gone out at like 2 o'clock in the morning, you could have probably gone around like claiming objectives or something. But it was just hectic. The moment anyone turned a torch on, everyone's guns just turned on them. It didn't matter if you're friendly, if you're enemy. You turn the light on. If anyone saw a glow stick on you or anything like that, you got shot. It was just complete and utter madness, and that was the last time I played a night game. But I can imagine with smaller numbers, it probably would be pretty fun. Right, so it's also for sale, so it won't be around long. Unfortunately, that's the problem. A lot of these sites, a lot of these sites where they're just abandoned and they're not actually used for training, they'll be sold off to developers who will, well, develop them. Get it bored, Colin. Yeah. I'll tell you what. We'll all. How about we'll all just like paintball as a whole? We'll all just buy the site and we'll all move down there, and then we'll all be centralized. And that way, finding lifts to events would be so much easier. How do you camp indoors? Like I said, you pop up tents. I hate it when, for some reason, this just like skips right to the very front again. Like my 1-on-1 with Albert. That was a bit that was a bit sneaky. That Colin. It was. I was just really surprised you went all the way around. Should be fun. It's right on your doorstep. Well, that's the thing, Colin. You're in a prime position to get yourself to that game. So why not be our on-site reporter and attend, and that we know how it went. Right. I think I'm getting a bit of a stiffy. No, like I said, not quite. Just a bit of a semi-chill. Yeah, Albert, you would actually love that site. It was brilliant. The paint when I was there let it down a little bit, and I do think it would have been more fun if there'd been a bit more opened up downstairs. Oh dear, I just realised I've spilled some stuff. It would have been a bit more fun if a bit more had been opened up downstairs, but it wasn't the end of the world, and it just kind of made the fights harder, because you couldn't just... there wasn't always the option of going around them. Sometimes you had to fight through, which was fun in its own way. Yeah, what am I banging on about tonight? Don't get started on the Olympics. Careful calling myself a monkey. Hartlepool isn't that far away. They hang monkeys there. Yes. it is still far enough. Yeah. When you're saying you played, I'm guessing you mean the Senny Bridge. The official night game was crap. We went out at 2 in the morning one night, and there was a grand total of 6 players in the game zone. It was amazing. Well, that was it. I mean, when I was out, it was still probably like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or something. So there was still quite a lot of players out. But was there not also, I think it might have been, I'm not sure if it was in the morning or if it was throughout the night, where there was some people turned up because they thought it was a rave going on. They're wandering around the game zone while people were playing. Just locals thinking that there was a rave. They'd heard noise in the hills, so decided they would attend. It's got planning permission for a house and estate. Yeah, it doesn't surprise us, mate. There's a lot of land there that a nice estate could be dropped on. Albert, yeah, I'm a monkey hanger. Hartlepool, the only place in the UK that voted for a bloke in a monkey suit as mayor. Well, yes, but mate, however, there's places that have voted for cats and dogs and stuff like that as well. So I don't think people voting for a guy in a monkey suit is that bad. I mean, come on, Lord Buckethead. Hangus the monkey. If there were more entrances, it would be better, but it was still bloody epic firefights. Yeah, that was exactly it. There was just so many angles. There was so many angles from upstairs, but downstairs it was corridor fighting, and they are some brutal fights. But they were good fights. Right. Unfortunately, I think that is me pretty much out of topics for the night. So, out of stuff that I can talk about. So I'll quick recap. There is in the link in the comments in the description down below. There is links to the video from Paintball Extravaganza showing off some new stuff from Tiberius or First Rate, depending on what you know them as or what you want to call them. There is also the Paintball Mag podcast, episode 4, which, as I said, if you haven't already checked it out, go check it out. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't even have to download anything. There is the Corsair Scenario Paintball First Strike Round Speed Loader, which, go give the guy some love. He's trying to create something. He's trying to do something. Give him some attention. Go check his videos out. Just tell him, even if you're not interested in the product, go tell him that you appreciate what he's doing. There was, of course, the lightsaber fighting, which has been recognised as a sport, which I'm torn on, because I do think it's kind of cool, but also, why haven't we? There's the big game shout-out, which the big game for this week was Black Sheep's Valkyrie event. And the video shout-out is the Johnson Does It with his most recent video, which Everything I've talked about has been linked in the description down below. If you can't find it in the description down below, in case I happen to have missed it, you can feel free to check out my Facebook page, which is Dexter's PB Lab. I do share everything I talk about on there throughout the week as I find things. I post it up on there, as well as memes and stuff like that as well, and just random comments. Right. So, there was also, for anyone that's interested in the walk-ons or events, there is Return to Zavod, which unfortunately is sold out. There's the Paintball Park Kidderminster walk-on, the Bristol Activity Centre walk-on, and Driverwood Paintball walk-on as well. So, if you're in the area for any of those, drop in, check them out, come back here and let me know how they went. Right, next up in the comments, Paint Magnet. Plug your shirts, 10 quid plus postage. Right. It's cost price too. Yes, that's it. The Pump Fury t-shirts. If you happen to like, in fact, I wonder, because I don't know if anyone's noticed that, but my camera is a little bit more steady today, and it's because I've bought myself a new stand, so I can do stuff like this. Oh, yeah. But anyway, right. So if you happen to like the t-shirt, which is, oh, that's gonna say, can I do this? Can I do this without breaking the stand? Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes. If you happen to like the t-shirt, speak to Colin there, which is Paint Magnet 01. Pump Fury. So I'll get a bit closer. There we go. Oh yeah, definitely. Right. Pump Fury, and has if you can see, got a little guy with a smoke grenade there, and the tank has a pump handle on it. They are fantastic t-shirts. I'll just try and there we go. There we go. Oh no, that's good. Oh dear, something's wobbling. Something's moving that shouldn't be moving. Right, but yeah. So if you want one of these t-shirts, you can contact Colin, which is, like I said, Paint Magnet 01. The Pump t-shirts, or the Pump Fury t-shirts, as he says, they are £10. They're a fantastic t-shirt, and again, it is supporting a UK baller who's trying to do something a little interesting, trying to do something a bit nice, and yeah, they're just nice t-shirts. Have a word with them. Colin, is there anywhere else that anyone can contact you if they're interested in one of those t-shirts? Have you got a Facebook page, or is there somewhere that they can people can find you if they want to try and pick one up? And while I'm waiting for a response on you there, I'll just check the comments. How about Sunday? What do you think about the site? Right. I'll move back up a little bit here. Yeah, what have we got? If we all buy one of the houses, we can keep it as a paintball site. Yeah, we totally could. I mean, then a lot of them are, they're not exactly knackered houses, are they? So, I mean, some of them are probably still, well, most of them are probably still livable with a little bit of work. So they're probably going to be a few thousand a piece. But I reckon if we crowdsource it, we could probably do it. Right. So Colin, right. I'm on Facebook. Colin is on Facebook in most UK paintball groups. So if you're interested in one of the t-shirts, you can post up in one of the UK paintball pages. That's things like Paintball Community, UK Autocockers, the Paintball Community, Paintball Buy Sell Trade, places like that. Paintball Cinema. Post up in some of those pages, asking about them, and you'll be able to find. You'll be able to find. Oh, yes, there's also Click Clack Pew. You'll be able to find Colin from round there. Colin, I know I'm saying your first name there, but you might want to remove your comment there just in case people. I know I don't get a lot of viewers, but just in case people start bombarding you or anything, and that's up to you. But yeah, if you can either contact them on YouTube and get yourself one of these fancy t-shirts. They are lovely, and that sounded a little bit sarcastic, and it wasn't meant to be. But they are genuinely really nice t-shirts. I'm really happy with this, and I love getting like paintball related stuff that I can then rep out in public, while at the same time, it's not just the sort of stereotypical things of I wish I was paintballing or something like that. It's the nice designs, and it's a good quality t-shirt. So yeah, again, I'm ranting on a little bit, but yeah, go check it out. Not a bad idea that Colin rename Click Clack Pew to Pump Fury. Yeah, I think you should, guys. I think you should. I think Pump Fury should have its own Facebook page. Yes, go for it, lads. Do it. No, it is. Do it, and I will support it. Right. I got distracted there. One of my mates sent us a message on Facebook. What else we got? Right. Howard Sunday. What did I think of the site? Right. So, for those that don't know, last weekend, well, this weekend just gone, myself, Albat, and Chan went down and attended Combat Zone Lincoln's monthly walk-on. With a slight twist, this month it was for Colin's birthday. That's Paint Magnet in the chat. It was for his birthday bash, and also the site managers. And I'm not going to forget about Chris. And it's been a while since I've actually attended a proper walk-on. Yes, the 3 Northern Monkeys went down. So we went down. We attended the walk-on, and it's been quite a while since I've attended a proper Woods Ball walk-on. I've for the past couple of years, the mostly I've played at the indoor site District 23 in Hartlepool, and I had so much fun going out and playing a bit of Woods Ball again. The site was, it was very tidy. It was very, you could see it was well maintained. There wasn't bunkers collapsing in places. Everything was, like, the bridges across the game zones and stuff were very tidy. There wasn't litter in the game zones. There wasn't pods lying all over the place. It wasn't particularly muddy. I mean, for the time of year it is, and the game zones weren't a quagmire. As well as that, everyone was very friendly. The staff were very friendly and very helpful. It had a real homely sort of feel to the site, which is something that I haven't experienced in quite a while. Apart from, yes, District 23 is very friendly and stuff, but I'm on the sort of the woods aspect of things. I haven't experienced a sort of a homely site like that in quite a long time, and it was myself and Chan and a lot of the guys that I play paintball with regular. We all kind of got together playing, and Richie there. We all got together playing at the same site up at, in Universal Paintball in Belsay, and the site kind of went downhill over time. And it was a real shame because we all bonded playing on that site, and even when it was going downhill, we all still had a really good time there playing together. And it felt, I mean, especially for me, I don't know about the other guys, I can't speak for them, but it felt like a real sort of home from home, because for one point I was there for 2 years. I spent pretty much Saturday and Sunday there every single week. I was referring on Saturdays to pay for playing on the Sunday, and I just wanted to be there all the time. And that was what it felt like going to Combat Zone Lincoln at the weekend. And I said to the guys who they managed the site and owned the site, the place had a real sort of homely feel to it. And I can't praise those guys enough for that. It was a really nice site, and the other thing, it wasn't massively expensive, and the guys, you can tell by talking to them that they have a real passion for paintball and that they are interested in seeing paintball develop. And something that I did like, and I hope I didn't pick it up wrong, but what Combat Zone Lincoln are doing is, sites for a long time, especially rental sites, have dished out. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Albat. It was a great site. It's just a shame that for me and for like Albat and Chan, it's so far away for us. I mean, it's like a 3-hour, 4-hour drive for us to go down, which I realise that for any Yanks watching is nothing. But in UK terms, that's a bit of a hike. For me to go down and play a walk on, I would potentially have to leave at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And not get home until nearly midnight if I was to try and do it all in one day. it's a lot of hassle. But as Colin says there, it's a hidden little gem, and it was great. There was even the players that were there. It was a great group of players, and it was a pleasure to meet them all and to go down and play with those guys. But yeah, I would if it was a local site, I quite comfortably would attend there every month. I would love to be able to go and play there again. But I guess realistically, I'll have to wait till next year, Colin. Would be a good site for a big game. I totally agree, Albert. With the game, with the structures that they have on site, you know, the church that they had in that first game zone, that last game zone that we went out and played in, having the sort of the, I can't remember what it was called again, Colin. You might have to remind us on where there was the sort of the wall up the middle of the game zone where you could only get across it by going across bridges. That, you know, those sorts of game zones. There was where we had to attack the island. They were all fantastic little game zones. Well, I'm not even little. They're fantastic game zones. Checkpoint Charlie. Thank you very much, Colin. I'd love to get back down there and play again. And the Chinese on the night time beforehand was just a bonus. The island, yes, that was it. I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't get to go into the moat, but I did also I didn't get to play Hillbilly House. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to play Hillbilly House because I was too busy trying to get trying to get this thing to work. Yeah, for some reason, well, obviously the guys that were there know, but for some reason, this thing just wouldn't work properly. So I think it was mentioned on the day that it probably just needs some shims in, which should help boost the velocity, and then it should be up to a usable speed, because unfortunately 200 feet per second is fine when you're doing indoor games, but not when you want to play outside. But yeah, it was a fantastic day. Can't recommend the place enough. You guys don't see the bunker? No, unfortunately we didn't. No, well, at least I didn't anyway. I don't know about what the other lads saw. And yes, Richie, I've kind of been avoiding it a little bit, but avoiding talking about it. Now I realise that some people will probably have seen in some of the posts and stuff that I've been getting shared around, but most people, I imagine, probably haven't even paid attention enough to notice. But yes, Nest are playing for the South this year. It's North versus South. We have turned traitor. And I can in this instance speak for the team. We feel dirty. But that's all I'm going to say on that matter for now, and perhaps people won't notice. Yeah, the island was class, Chan, yeah. Especially the tactical skiing. Basically party boying you from behind while shooting at the attackers. Yes? Well, you know what is, Chan? You acting like a fool behind us kept me in the game longer. And that's why I do it as well. You distract the enemy with using your groovy dance moves. The bunker is a central tower with a wall around entrance at the back. No, I didn't see that one. It does sound fun. Yeah, I would love to. I'm interested to see what the site will be like next year. You know, if we can get down there again next year, or even later on this year, and just see if we can have another game. It'll be fun. Yeah. Next year, I'm hoping as well that the new travel lodge in the centre of the town might be a bit cheaper. So hopefully next year I can actually have a drink, and maybe. I'm even worse when I've had a few drinks. You've got a shitload of springs and shims. You'll sort us out next time at D23. I'll drop it off. Nice one, Albert. Thanks very much, man. That's really appreciated. Just made it more funny since he had no idea what was going on behind it. Oh, I knew something was going on behind us. I couldn't see it or dancing, but I knew something was going on behind us. I could hear the laughing. And for once, I actually didn't think it was at me. That's at Colin's next birthday. that's it for Colin's 31st. I think we're gonna have to go down there and play again. Probably half-term pricing in the travel lodge, maybe. So I think what we might have to do is just have to like book up a year in advance, see if we can get a cheap deal. But yeah, but it was a really good day, and it was Chan. Was it you that said that you overheard somebody saying to Colin that that they wanted where to go, that they were asking Colin if he could get where to go back down again. The first run of the island, we kicked ass. Yeah. Well, who actually won that? Because was it not like who could hold it for the longest sort of thing? Which I'm fairly certain we held it longer. If that was how it was won, I'm fairly certain we held it longer. Yeah, Colin, I think we did kick ass all day, like. But you see, that's what you have when you've got a master pump player on your team. You can thank Albert for that. A hell of a lot longer. Yes, we did. Yeah, it certainly did. Right. Well, guys, is there anything else that you can think of that I need to touch on today? I think we've talked about pretty much everything for this week. I think. I don't think we've got anything else that I can touch on. I mean, other than two master pumper betas. Well, I mean, I might be. No, I can't even think of anything funny to say to that. No. But I wish I'd had more paint in that last one-on-one. I think if I'd had more paint in that last one-on-one, Colin, I would have had you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm now at the point of where I just. What do you mean maybe? But we'll never know. I think we might have to have a rematch, Colin. Yeah, you know what it is. I think that would actually be a great one, Chan. I think it would be a great one if we could put on a walk on up here, and I think it would be better to do it at like a woods field, because I think that, you know, too many people at District 23 when we're all like own gunners and stuff, and especially if we're using hoppers and things, I think probably wouldn't work too well. But out in a woods environment where you got the bigger game zones and stuff, I think could be even a trip to District 23, Colin. Because I don't think you've ever played District 23 yet, have you? But I think if it was going to be like a sort of a bigger thing, we'd have to go like to somewhere like BZ or I don't even know. 1v1 Dex versus Colin at speed on the tyres. Yeah, I'm up for that. Best of three. Best of three on the tyres at speed. I think that could be good fun. But yeah, Colin, you've got to check out District 23 at some point. In fact, I recommend anyone that's in the UK to try and get to District 23 for even if it's just once, because it's a fantastic little indoor game zone. Fantastic little indoor site, and the staff that run it, the staff that work there, they're all really, really welcoming. They're all really good fun, and again, there are more people that actually care about trying to promote paintball. So then, yes, they do also do some of that dirty airsoft stuff, but but they're great people, and they, like I said, they you can tell that they care. So yeah, check it out. If you are interested in that, they do have their own Facebook pages as well, where you can go on and check photos out, and you can see what the place is like before you go. And the other thing, because it's a little indoor site, I don't know, obviously I'm going off here now, but being a smaller indoor site, they change stuff regular. So even if you lived local, you could potentially go like on a Friday night and go and play the site, and then you could go back the following week and things are gone, or things have changed and moved on, and they've adapted stuff. It's just brilliant. Combat Zone have that too. Well, this is, I mean, I suppose any site that's worth, worth putting in, well, worth any site that's worth any time at will change stuff. But District 23, they change stuff so often that you can know the site and then go back and it's just changed. I mean, I've been going there quite regularly over the past couple of years now, and every time I go, there's just something new. It's just it's really nice to see stuff like that on sites. But anyway, right. Well, I think that is it for now for me. But I will still be online for a little bit longer because I'll be checking some stuff out, and if anybody wants to talk for a little bit, I'll go over on the Discord server and I'll be on there if anybody wants to drop in and talk. I don't think I've put a Discord server link in this chat, but if anybody is interested, if you go check out the description on one of my earlier live streams, I think like the last week's, there is a link to the link to the Discord on there if you want to join us. If you don't, that's fair enough. You do you. Have fun. And I'll see you same time, same place next week. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and peace out. Bye. Actually, just one more time. Woo!